key word there on that rock bottom. You said it's a season.
Yeah.
On your journey, is it going to be ups, downs, or like for the people that are in rock bottom, like so they know it is just a cycle? How many cycles have you been through in your life?
Tons. It's kind of like I got it from Jim Rohn. He says, every winter, what's after winter? Or spring,
yep.
And then summer, and then fall, and then winter, and luckily it goes in that cycle.
Yeah.
Another way to look at it, a really cool phrase that I was going to look at is you're either in a storm, you're heading out of a storm, or you're heading into a storm. So it's either calm water, or it's murky water, it's waves, all that stuff, or you're heading out of one. So it's like either way you're in a cycle, and to understand that psychologically that everything is happening for you and not to you. Like, it's eventually, this too shall pass, if you will. This too shall pass. And, it's like even like the highs. This too shall pass. It will pass. Like, the highs of the highs are great, and the lows of the lows are terrible. But if you can just not let your highs be too high and your lows not be too low, it's hard to stay even keel. I'm not an even keel guy. I got two speeds, bro. I got on and off. So it's hard to stay, not, oh my God, it's so bad right now. We just lost that. We just didn't do this. My wife, my job, the planes, the government, the president. It's hard to not try to sit and muck in the mire down there and relish in that. But the key is what are you inputting? So whatever goes in your ears or in your eyes directly affects your heart, which is where your head comes out of, and what comes out of your mouth. Jesus says not what goes in a man that defiles him, but what comes out of his heart, what comes out of his mouth. So it's what are you feeding yourself mentally? Again, turn off Drake, turn off, I don't even care, turn off Joe Rogan, turn on some positive things that you can think about to get you out of that. And then not only that, I'll give you the last tip here is go help somebody else. When you're in your lowest, dude, I guarantee there's somebody lower than you, go help them. Go get a $5 Happy Meal delivered to the homeless guy dude, just go help somebody. Sometimes we're looking for a handout and God's asking you to be the handout.
You mentioned proximity is huge. How did younger Mikey get in proximity with all of your mentors?
I don't know, dude. I just I guess at my church, right? So I ended up just kind of gravitating towards the guys that were in business. And I just always gravitated to the guys who were in business. My neighbors were all business owners, big insurance guys, lawyers, doctors. I mean, I kind of was surrounded by it. We were definitely the brokest people in the neighborhood, but I was surrounded by it. So proximity there, growing up, hanging out with my friends that their dads own businesses was really the first start, I guess you can say. So my buddy Parker, I just saw his dad at the Golden Knights game the other day, and I was like, Mr. Blazer, do you remember me? And of course he remembers me, right? But it's been 10 years, at least 13 years at least now. And no, probably 15 years actually. I just saw him. I was so enlightened to see this man. And he used to take us out on the boat all the time. And I'm like, why is my dad not able to drive the boat? And this guy's able to do at any moment in time, all summer long, if we want to go to the boat, we can go on the boat. Why is my dad not doing that? So that's when I was like, okay, cool. Taking the thought process between being, safe, W-2, restaurant job, going to the casinos, which is what we do in Vegas, obviously, to how do I get into, as an entrepreneur, these guys own businesses. They didn't just own real estate, they own other businesses, brick and mortars, they're angel investors, and they invested in different things. So that was really the start of it. And then I started asking guys in my church about it. There's a guy named Mickey Griffin that mentored me for a while. And, he told me about real estate. And I was like, okay, this is cool. So, and then it was, dude, just God placed me in these top offices at Solar City. And I was just around hitters. I was just around guys that could hit. And they were just selling, bro. Selling. So just, what most guys have an issue with is they don't have somebody to shoot for. And they're shooting off of the manager that sells 4 deals a month. When in reality, they could be doing 8 to 10. But they think, well, I'm not as good as Luis is because I'm only doing this for 6 months or 6 years, whatever. You've been doing it for 10. So their proximity is the limitation. It's called the law of the lid.
I hope you guys have a notepad out.
Yeah, that was good. Run that back.